My name is Duane Fisk. I'm relatively new to the Park Trade Center community, so I thought we'd do a little introduction to my background, okay? And what I'd like to do is take you back about 50 years ago, about a couple of years ago, out to the Muskegon State Park where I took my granddaughter out to a place where I brought back a lot of memories for me. We went up to the top of the Muskegon blockhouse at the State Park, and she was there taking pictures just like I was doing 50 years ago. Same spot, same whatever. I had my dad's camera, black and white film. She had my little digital camera, color, and she took over 250 shots. I took 112 shots. But it brought back memories, and that was me 50 years ago, what she was. So it did me a little thing. What I thought about when we say do a presentation here is some of my adventures growing up. But a lot of things is what I talked about with other photographers. People wanting to get into photography and some of the things we discussed. So we did that. Okay. Why did I choose photography? What I enjoy it. Okay. I enjoy learning about things. Our company, PRAB, has what we call strength finders. I'm a systems analyst. My 2nd through 5 strengths are I'm analytical, I'm an arranger, I have responsibility, I'm an individualist. But my number one strength is I'm a learner. Okay? So, and the other thing is, my background is largely in the automotive industry, and I'm driven by Kaizen, continuous improvement, always getting better. Okay? So, my education is, unlike some people in the room, I was a graduate of Saginaw Valley State University. I've got a bachelor's in information technology and a minor in chemistry. I attended Baker College at age 50-something and did my Microsoft certificate there, more technical education. I also attended Delta Community College, take some programming courses, and my boss one time, he's having a problem with the language, new application we got. He says, I said, you want to help? No, you don't understand this, RPG. Come back an hour later, you need some help? No, I don't understand that. He goes, I come back an hour later and he says, let me help you. And he sat there and he says, what's this? I told him, that's your file definition, that's your input specification, that's your calculation. And I explained it to him what's going on. He says, where'd you do that? I said, well, I'm taking a class over at Delta to learn about the RPG program. He said, why are you doing that? Well, I get to hang out in the computer room and meet women. True story. But anyways, you notice what's missing up there? No photography, no art classes. Okay? And if you talk to the young people today, went through Kalamazoo Valley, Kellogg Community College, Western Michigan University, they're very heavy into the art classes. Okay? Something I miss and appreciate though. My history is, I started at age 13 with an Instamatic camera that my parents gave me, like so many of my colleagues today. At age 20, I got a used Micromat from the Saginaw News Sports Department. My dad and I both worked there. That was my first SLR, not digital. Age 21, in my parents' basement, I set up my first dark room, black and white. And that came into the chemistry background right there. 25 through 51, I didn't do much at all, but I just took a lot of pictures. Okay? And mainly my kid brother playing basketball, girlfriend, no, I didn't say that, did I? But, vacations and stuff. So there's a lot of snapshots, but and I'm going through history right now, and I'm sending down my brother, a lot of him when he's playing basketball in high school, junior high. So he's got to explain to something. Age 51, I entered the digital age with my first cylinder. And one of the first things I learned about that is I got the same feeling I had 20-some years earlier, being in the darkroom. I could be creative, I could edit, and it just made me feel good. Okay. Age 52, I got my first digital SLR. That was a Nikon D80. Great camera for me to learn on. I then set up in the house, I set up a studio in a spare bedroom. We did some shooting there with friends and family. Just a note there. Age 57, a year and a half later, in my stepson's studio, gallery. We set up our photo studio in there. He lost it when he lost his lease. I moved to Muskegon around age 62. We set up our first studio here in town over at 40th Street, 617 40th Street. Amelia Falk had a studio over there, and we moved in with her, and I did a lot of setup there. And then last October, we moved into the building here. So in case you figure out I'm 64 years old. Soon to be 65, I got a little relative. Okay. And, you know, it's kind of a very pleasant thing to be. This is kind of like what I take pictures of, snapshots, vacations in the 70s, friends' weddings, my brother's basketball, girlfriend. And then in the 2009, I moved into some studio shooting, scenery, some belly dance shows. A friend of mine coordinated a lot of shows in Muskegon, and this is some of them. This is the Majestic Elements, and they're out of Midland, I'm not sure the name of it, but that's Allison there. She's upstairs on the belly dance group, and she's really a sweetheart. And that's her old group that she used to perform with. On the right there is Lisa. That's the picture I took of her. A lot of people have edited that picture and turned it into various things, and I just say that's a shocking experience. You can tell her I said that too. But this is, you know, as people learn about photography and they get started in it, they need encouragement, okay? That they're doing good and doing better at everything. So when I took these pictures down to Sharp Digital Imaging down in Muskegon to get them printed, the person down there sat there and said, "How long have you been doing this?" I said, "About a year." She goes, "You're doing better than a lot of people who have been doing a lot for a long time and charging a whole bunch of money." So I said, that's the encouragement I got. I love the little picture on the right. This is his mother. And the purpose of the shoot was that uniform there is a Women's Army Corps uniform from World War II that I rented to take these pictures in. And I'm very pleased at how it came out. Not bad for being involved in it for about a year, right? Some of my exhibits. 1975, it's right over there. My first exhibit that I ever did. If you notice there was a 6th place ribbon on there at the Saginaw County Fair. I'm happy. It made my day. Because what was going on at that time with a lot of young people trying to get into photography, they're all competing against each other with the stories and everything else. And my one buddy sat there and he couldn't get hung in some shows. But I got hung at the Saginaw County Fair and I got a ribbon. So you can stick the knife in there. 2016, Canvas Pontiac. Canvas Pontiac is really a neat thing for the city of downtown Pontiac, because what they do is they take entries, turn them into 8-foot by 10-foot prints, and hang them on the outside of buildings. And where he's standing right over there, just behind him, that was my entry. And it got hung. I was one of 24 people on there. There was about 150 people that submitted. You think that made me feel good? Yes. Last October, I had my first exhibit here at our studio upstairs. First time I ever exhibited here, okay? So that was you can count 1, 2, 3, that's the third time I ever exhibited stuff, okay? And then in December we had the AKA show. You know what, it really made me feel good to be able to be hung with people that were also showing, just to be included with as part of that show. It really made me feel good, okay? In 2010, I came to the conclusion what I was doing was not good enough, okay? To be honest, I did a couple of model shoots. One was a model, but the other one was a Playboy model. She had won the sports drink contest in Grand Rapids, so for Playboy, so she was a Playboy model. And I just didn't do a very good job. I felt I was missing something. So, where do I turn to? Okay. If I listen to my photography friends, well, they're as full of you know what as anybody, and they all got their own opinions, and they also do help. Seminars, I thought about seminars, I looked for some, but you go to one show and you got to learn to do it and see it and practice and everything else. So I decided to go out there. And that was down in Pontiac at David Birdsong Studio. I started going down there. It's a 3-hour drive from Muskegon or from Kalamazoo. I go down there about once a month, and this he introduced me for some good lighting studio technique, which I really needed. Posing technique. Do you know how hard it is to get somebody to pose and understand what a good pose is? Sometimes when I got one, I was getting lucky. He taught me how to get it right. Okay. And most of all, it got me out of a rut, and I learned to really start enjoying it. The picture on the right there, and that's Natalie Jenkins. This is a steampunk Photoshop, and it was the first one I intended. It is still one of my favorite shots from down there. Okay, she's just and her background, by the way, we had to find out why she was so graceful with her hands and everything else. Did she take hula dances? Did she take classes, pounding classes and everything else? No. Her specialty is she just does what she feels, and she's a sign language interpreter. That's why she's so good with her hands. We found that out when she did a rock video. She was doing the sign language. She's really neat lady. My current direction is, like everybody, is I'm having to expand my Photoshop skills. There aren't that many really good people in there, and I'm trying to get much better at it, and it has a bigger impact. Okay? If you go upstairs and see my pictures that are upstairs, you'll see the impact of the lighting and the Photoshop skills that I've developed today. But I've still got a ways to go. No denying that. I'm also expanding my lighting situations in studios. Hallways around this building are really fabulous to shoot in. Trying to get really some nice shots in that way. And I want to get outside and some other inside locations. I want to get outside and do some work too. Okay. And that's really it. It's just not trying to be a niche player. You know, like some people just do portraits, some people do weddings, some people do kids. I like to do a lot of things, different things. For me, it's really decision time. Do I continue to be like a hobbyist and just take pictures for the pure joy of it, or do I go after some dollars? That's a big question. I mean, really. I mean, you talk to the artist about, yeah, he's back down there and he's going up and down like everybody in the front is, and you got to pay for my bad habits somehow. Okay. But you know, my really inspiration is this picture was taken in 1929. The picture is my dad, 3 years old, and the dog's name is Dude. Okay. I came back from Vegas. I brought my mother back a little figurine of a boy laying down by a stream with her dog. Okay. My mother goes, "Oh, a boy and his dog." I go, "Yeah, Mom, that's a boy and his dog." She looks at me kind of strange and she goes, "You don't know the story, do you?" "No, but I think I'm going to learn." Well, then she told me that in 1929, a poet wrote a poem called "A Boy and His Dog," and it appeared in the Sullivan, Indiana newspaper. And it was a competition. Grandma entered, took a picture of my dad and Dude. The dog's name is Dude. Okay? And Grandma took first place. You know? And ever since then, my dad was associated with the boy and his dog. That's his sisters and brothers. That's his cousins. That's his aunts and uncles. And everybody but his son. Well, we found out about it. And a number of years ago, we sat there, and in the back there, you'll see a picture that we had of an artist taking up a boy and his dog. The artist was Wayne Van Hees, was a friend of my ex-wife's family, and he was a shoe salesman, you know, like at Lundy, from Married with Children, over in the Woodland Mall. And he was doing this on his job, but people would come into his store to see him work on that picture. And he got at least 10 commissions on it. But they have an impact, like my grandmother had with just that one photo, for the legacy of a family was really special. My brother puts that on his Facebook page, one of his profile, whatever it is, pictures. And it's very dear to us, the whole story is. So, but it's a journey that I took, and it's a journey I tell with a lot of people that are, you know, they say, well, I took some good pictures, I want to be a photographer. Well, you've got to learn. Okay, it's more than just pointing the camera, getting in focus. There's a lot of lighting, there's a lot of technique, and there's a lot of sensitivity about getting the people straight. Okay, and that's what they're missing sometimes, and that's the part that's hardest to get. Like I said, in 2010, I had to change my direction, because one of the things I'm an admirer of Norman Rockwell. Just trying to capture that human element in your pictures. And I try to do that very hard, and sometimes I succeed, and in a lot of ways I do. So I appreciate your time. If you got any questions, I'll take them. Okay.